Thanks to the support as a channel member, Kenny Gray. Right, folks, a little bit of advanced notice for potential technical issues today. I hope there aren't any, but I'm going to get the warning in now. I've disconnected my old gaming PC. We're down to a one PC setup again with the supercomputer I bought last year for editing, now being used to run the game. It should mean the game runs a little bit smoother. It will probably more likely mean I've set something up wrong and something will go wrong today. I hope nothing goes wrong today. Hello, welcome to part 73 of Bourne in the USA. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two games for you in the league. We're away against Jacksonville and at home against Carolina Academy. Is that Carolina Academy who are top of the league? No, this is Carolina Academy who are almost bottom of the league. It's so very confusing. So we've got Carolina who are top of the league and Carolina Academy who are probably going to be getting relegated. This is what has been happening since the last episode. We've not lost in quite a long time now. In fact, we've not lost since we went to Carolina and they gave us a right good spanking. What we have been doing, though, is drawing a few more games than we'd probably like to. So it would be rather pleasant if we could win a couple of matches today. This is what the league table is looking like. Jacksonville, who we play first, are down in 10th place, and then Carolina Academy down in 23rd. I think if we're going to go up automatically, which we still have a chance to do, although it is very, very tight at the top, as you can see, but we've got to beat these teams in the bottom half of the table. We're level on points with Carolina, but they have a 5-goal advantage on goal difference. And then Ocean City are 1 point behind both of us, but with a game in hand, a slightly better goal difference than us, but a goal difference that's not as good as Carolina's. And Atlanta aren't out of the mix yet. And I imagine if you asked Swope Park, Maryland Bobcats, San Diego Gauchos, they're all looking at this thinking we've got, 12 games to go in a 46-match season. It's still all to play for everybody anywhere near the top of the table, really. I mean, even Jacksonville will be thinking, yeah, playoffs are still doable for sure. So they're going to be looking to get points against us today, which is not ideal. Have we brought in any? I don't think we have brought in any new players since the last episode. That's not true. We have brought in new players. Specifically, we've got our first ever loan from Bourne in the UK. Jay Grant, a Montserratian international, 18 years old. He's a striker who can also play on the left wing. We've not actually started him yet because we've got good players in those positions, but I was so flabbergasted that we were offered a player by Bourne that I just took him. 4-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. He's scored one from his 2 appearances that he's made so far. We got a couple of other loans in as well, but I think you saw both of them last episode. You certainly met Josh Wallace. James Anderson is another one that was arranged by my director of football. I didn't have anything to do with this, and because of that, I've not really used him. And then we brought this guy in as well, who I think this is another deadline day director of football job, because I don't know why I would sign him. I probably just didn't say no quickly enough. And Denzel Fordyce has left the club. Much sadness. He's gone to Alpha United in Guyana. Is he Guyanan? He is Guyanese, not Guyanan, apparently. But he's gone back to where he spent most of his career. The only time he's ever been in the US was for his brief couple of years with us, where he was a very important player, got lots of assists, but has now gone back to Guyana with my blessing. This is the team then for the game against Jacksonville. Should Grant be a winger? No, Grant should be. In fact, let's make him an inverted winger. So we are going to give Grant a start today because he scored from his previous appearance. And this is the team. We've got Southern in goal, a back four of Llewellyn, Morgan, Vinicius and Parmenta, Wallace and Gomez in midfield, Grant and Huyan out wide. Huyan now on a full-time contract like a big boy. I think he's definitely done enough to earn a full-time contract this year. 13 goals, 17 assists from 33 appearances and a 7.25. When we signed Huyan way back when, we said he was too good for us. I think his career trajectory has confirmed he's definitely too good for us, and that I'm not just a monster who bins off key players when we get to certain levels. Yes, Jorge Hernandez has fallen down the pecking order, but Huyan is still one of the first names on the team sheet and has a long-term full-time contract to back that up. And then up front, we've got Johnson and Takada playing the other way around to what we've been playing them recently. Takada is in quite the little run of form. So he's playing as the poacher. He actually played a couple of games without Johnson in the side when Johnson came back in again. I don't know why I switched him to a poacher, but it worked. and now he can stay as the poacher. I think in my mind, your main goal scorer is your poacher. Kev Logic. It's fine. Kev Logic is the one. It's got us this far. It amuses me the amount of comments I got yesterday. I think it was on yesterday's Bourne video. Lots of very angry people again. And then there was one guy who is, I think I pinned his comment because he said something along the lines of, Kev wins every streamer showdown and he's been playing the game for years. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Exactly. I do know what I'm talking about. I just deliberately hamstring myself for these videos so that they're a little bit more interesting. If I did everything based on attributes and logic, we'd just do back-to-back promotions, win the league, series over. This way, you throw in a little bit of a random element. You do stuff. I like to think I make the decisions I would make in real life without all the statistics being thrown at me. And I think it makes for a more interesting series. Plus, we get to have our disagreements in the comments, which make the world go round. I live for them. It's all engagement. Tell me I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong. I love the engagement. Oh, we're losing. 1-0 to Jax. Jax 1, Bourne 0. And 34 minutes in, I said Jacksonville would be looking at today's game, thinking this is a game that if they're going to get up into those playoffs and be serious about getting promoted, it's a game they have to look at in terms of trying to win. I was hoping they wouldn't actually go and win it, though. Carolina have gone ahead in their game. So what was an episode that started with things quite tight at the top, level on points, we're now down to third. Carolina are pulling away. Ocean City are above us with a game in hand, and we are getting desperate for goals. Here is Grant, the Bourne UK loanee, playing a pass out to Huyan. It's a lovely ball for Huyan, and Grant gets it back. And what a goal! Huyan and Jay Grant combining beautifully. If this is the kind of caliber of player, we're going to be able to start getting in on loan from Bourne now. We're about to go full academy mode, like all of the horrible teams we've been facing throughout this save so far. I was actually mulling it over whilst in the shower this morning, because these are the things I think about in the shower. But we've struggled all the way through this system because of all the academy teams getting all the best players in the US. And we weren't able to get ours because the English league is higher reputation than the US league. So the players wouldn't come to us. But we might be about to hit a tipping point where we get a role reversal on that, where the academy teams are still getting players off of the big teams, but they're not as effective anymore because loaning a player who's not good enough for the championship down to tier 9, they're obviously going to ruin tier 9. You load them down to tier 4, well, they're not good enough for the championship. They're nothing special. Whereas if we're taking players on the cusp of the English Premier League, they're going to be players who are probably going to be good enough to play in the top tier here in America. I know from the home save, I regularly loan out players who are just on the cusp of our first team squad. They get sent out on loan to the MLS and tear it up. So we might actually start to benefit from, we're going to become everything we hated. And I love it. We're 2-1 down though. Let's stop fantasizing about the future and focusing on getting ourselves some points today. Jacksonville are on the attack again. Another goal here and it almost kills us off. But Huyan has got the chance for a counter-attack. It's Huyan plus, I think, Takada as the only two men forward. Huyan's got to beat his man here. He does. It's a lovely ball across to Takada, who I suspect was probably offside anyway. And his finish is straight into the hands of the Jacksonville goalkeeper. Not ideal again, and it's Jacksonville on the attack once more. Vinicius heading clear, but only as far as a Jacksonville player. And now they're in again here, and they have a third. And this is not how today was supposed to go. I really, really don't want to have to do these playoffs. I mean, we're far enough away from the end of the season where a defeat today isn't disastrous, but it is another in a long line of missed opportunities this season where we've had the chance to go top or pull clear at the top of the league or really start to get some serious points on the board. And every time we get anywhere near that, we just seem to have we get overwhelmed with nerves and just bottle it. And it's very frustrating. Right, Morgan with the header. Parmenta's there, and he plays it forward to Huyan. We don't even have Jorge Hernandez on the bench these days, so it's not even a case of being able to bring him on. We've brought in so many attacking players. All I want right now is to be able to bring on Hernandez. Takada is in behind, plays it across to Johnston. We've got a goal back. 3-2 with half an hour to go. This is not yet all over, boys and girls. We could still go on and grab 3 points here, but at the very least, it would be nice if we could salvage a point from what looked like a pretty desperate situation just a couple of minutes ago. Let's demand more. The front two, the front four are all playing pretty well. I'm pretty happy with the performance from all of them, although Grant's only on a 6.7. It was excellent what he did for the first goal. I'm going to bring Sebwe on. I'm looking at Jeremy Webb. We've never really used him. He's only played 5 games, only 1 start. I don't think this is the game to bring him on. So I think we probably leave things as they are in the front four and just look at fitness and form in the defence. So potentially Parmenta can come off for Lima, and we'll leave it there for now. Bit of experience coming on with Lima. My assistant manager's saying take off Morgan, but just the yellow card thing, I don't think it's a reason to take somebody off. If he gets suspended, he gets suspended. He's going to get suspended at some point anyway. Punishing ourselves in this game when he's not suspended as well just seems silly. Huyan had all the time he needed to place that header perfectly, and he's given it straight back to Jacksonville and left us under quite a little bit of trouble here. Luckily, Sebwe can scramble it clear, and we've now got 10 minutes to try and salvage something. Grant is tiring, so Webb can come on for him and play in that same role, coming in off that left-hand side. And somebody needs to grab an equaliser from somewhere. I thought it was coming when we looked like we were starting to charge forward again. Carolina losing. Carolina are drawing now. So even more of an opportunity squandered, because we could be clear at the top of the league if we'd have done our part today. As it is, we're still going to be a point behind. We've somehow managed to have Carolina slip up and us end up worse off than we were at the start of the game. And that rubber stamps it. This is not how today should have gone. We're facing Carolina, the other one, in the second match, who are down in the relegation zone. We absolutely must beat them, or else automatic promotion is gone. Even though I was saying that's not the case a minute ago, I've now decided it is. Who needs a backup goalkeeper? Jorge Hernandez is back on the bench for the Carolina game, boys and girls. They're going to let me submit the team? It is going to let me submit the team. The only other change we've made is Anderson is in for Llewellyn. Anderson is one of our newer signings who came in right towards the end of deadline day, and he was already injured when he arrived. So I think this is his debut. I don't remember him playing previously, although he was on the bench for the last game, but he was brought in to play in this left-back role. So hopefully another little upgrade there in a position that we've been playing Llewellyn there out of position for a long, long time. Solis is kind of down in the under-23s now and has never really made the step up to this level. And we did need a left-back, and hopefully Anderson is that left-back. Here he is now, charging forward on the left-hand side. Big cross from deep that no one was really ready for, but the goalkeeper fumbles it and Takada scores again. He is in fantastic form at the moment. Bourne 1, Carolina 0. I don't think anyone was prepared for this cross from Anderson. He's hit it so early, but it's so dangerous. The keeper just doesn't deal with it, and Takada is there playing in the poacher role, acting like a poacher to hammer it home. And as of right now, we are top of the league. Obviously, everyone else is also playing currently, so that could easily change. But it looks like Ocean City have played their game in hand. So this is potentially significant. The only team on there at the moment with a game in hand over us would be Swope Park. And they've just gone behind in their game, I think, because they've just fallen down the league a little further. So this is it's all looking very promising right now, and Johnson's dropped deep here to try and get a move going, and Huyan is in, and Huyan really should have scored. I don't know why he's not trying to fire that across goal. We've seen him do it so many times in the past. That should just be driven into that far corner, and we're 2-0 up and starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. That was some terrible goalkeeping. We've got away with it because of the flick on and their guy then being offside, but just watch what our goalkeeper is up to here. Cross comes in. The guy, Lindsay, who was looking to get a flick onto it, actually completely missed it by the looks of it, and it wrong-footed our keeper. which means I'm not really sure how their guy was offside, unless it was disallowed for a foul on the keeper, maybe. Carolina, not the one we're playing, the other one, have just gone back above us at the top of the league. So presumably they've just gone ahead in their game. Meanwhile, Huyan has just won a penalty. So it's going to be Takada with the chance to grab his second of the game to put us 2-0 up and hopefully start to make us look a little bit more comfortable in this victory. But it's a save from the goalkeeper who had such a howler for Takada's first goal. This time around, it's easier for Takada to score than it was back then, and the goalkeeper makes a save, even though he was rubbish the first time. Non-league football is mad. There's no consistency in any of it. Right, still 1-0. 40 minutes or so. No, not 40 minutes. 35 minutes or so to go in this game. And we need to win the ball back, take it at the other end, and score a goal. That is my tactical insight for right now. Takada plays it short to Johnson. Johnson now over to Huyan, who skins his left back and just starts driving towards that area again, shoots from range with the outside of his right foot when really he should be looking to play that into the path of one of the other players there. We know Huyan has no left foot. We've learned that over the years. He didn't need to be shooting from there. I know I mentioned before that he should have been aiming for the far post, but in a slightly different circumstance. Right, we're going to bring Severs on, who is one of the other guys who came in on deadline day, the one I said I wouldn't have signed, but he's appeared on the bench. Let's bring him on. We're also going to bring on Jorge Hernandez because you never know. You never know when Jorge Hernandez might weigh in with a goal, and that will do for now. Let's get Hernandez on and hope that he can recapture his awesomeness of yesteryear. If Hernandez scores in this game, I'll give him a full-time contract. I think that's reasonable. Huyan is tired, so we're going to take him off and bring on Webb to play on that right-hand side this time. And fingers crossed, hold on to our narrow lead. I mean, that was more scary than it needed to be. Ball forward, Severs is there, and now Webb has got Takada ahead of him. It's all very lazy and lackadaisical from our attackers here. There's no urgency to this counter-attack, but it falls to Anderson again, who's put in another very juicy cross. Anderson looks like he's going to be a valuable addition to the team on this left-hand side. His crossing looks really rather excellent. Severs now playing it back to Gomez, who just hits it first time towards the 6-yard box, and Takada has a free header and somehow manages to miss again. That man has had probably 2.5 of our 2.7 XG today. He has got a goal, but goodness me, as he tried his hardest to make sure he doesn't grab a second one. And then right at the death, it's a Hernandez corner. We've seen it so many times before. Hernandez corner to the near post. Vinicius is there. Goal number 5 for the season for him to make it 2-0. And I think T'other Carolina have just gone 2-0 up in their game as well. So nothing massively has changed in the makeup of the top of this table over the course of those 2 matches. We're still very much in the mix. We're still getting opportunities and not taking them. And fingers crossed, when we come back for tomorrow's episode, we'll still be in with a chance of winning the league. If not, top of the league by then. Let's have a look at that league table. So we've got 10 games to go, 1 point behind, 2 points ahead of another 3 teams. It is going to be a very tight run-in. I think we probably need to come back before the end of the season as it's getting so tight at the top. So we'll probably play 3 or 4 games and then come back for, I think San Diego and Maryland are both in the mix, aren't they? So we'll come back for San Diego and Maryland tomorrow, and then Carolina on the last episode of the season. That's going to be a hugely important game. So that's our next 2 episodes already decided. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.